What's going on, everybody? It's Dan French here. French Workbench podcast on a Saturday. Got a full crew. It's getting really hot in here. It's like a fraternity party in here. Got fun guys in here. Just getting that musky smell going. My name's Dan French. I'm streaming live from Las Vegas. I'm your host. And in studio, I'm going to bring around everybody, introduce everybody. This is the most real and behind-the-scenes information regarding financing, real estate, money talk entrepreneurs here in Las Vegas through on-job experience in Las Vegas.
We are the podcast of the stars.
And if you guys like the content, please hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button. We want to hear from you guys. So look, without further ado, as I always say, let's go ahead and introduce Mr. Rick Raines. What's up, buddy? You're back.
Hey, take two, Las Vegas. We're here.
Take two, baby. What's going on, Rick?
Oh, everything's good. Had a little bit of excitement. I'm getting my celeb status on.
Dude, what happened with you?
Dude, got a call from Dan Gutierrez, Channel 13 News, and wanted to interview me as the guru for property management here in Las Vegas.
To be fair, you are. That's why he contacted you.
So we did a shoot yesterday out at one of our properties.
That's awesome, man.
And got to do that, and he was exceptionally nice. Hopefully it went well. I felt it a couple times I pulled a Joe Biden and kind of lost my train of thought.
You should have said that on camera, too.
There was one comment where it was like something about spaghetti. You guys see that one? There was some question he asked. He started ramming off about spaghetti or something. It was like, you didn't do one of those, did you, Rick?
No, I didn't do one of those. And I wasn't standing there pretending to hold a podium either.
No monitor to read from.
Right?
But apparently what they're doing is a special on Las Vegas real estate and the market in general and what's happening. So they're going to be apparently interviewing the president of the Las Vegas Association, Realtors Association.
Aldo Martinez.
And so he's going to be doing the sales side of it, and I'm right up there doing the property management
That's
side.
awesome,
right
Rick.
along with them.
When's it supposed to air?
Yeah.
They haven't told me because
Okay.
it's going to be this special, so they're still
Gotcha.
filming other people. And
Okay.
whatnot.
So you're going to be somebody that they're going to consistently interview.
He's going to be the go-to knowledge-able guy, yes.
Man, I do not know.
How do you think they found you? Was it because of the French Workbench?
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, that's why they excluded you.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Because
what's
they
that
did watch
guy's
the
last
show.
name? His last name is French. Okay, we don't need him. We
Yeah,
just want you, Rick.
we just want the big old guy.
He's got the guns. He's got the experience.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, man?
That's awesome, Rick.
The only thing that I had a problem with was trying to remember. Hey, listen, I take what Dan tells me to heart. And I was telling the guy, hey, we don't want a lot of statistics. We need to do some stories. We need some of this stuff. But at the same time, you got to give them a little bit of statistics just to make yourself credible. And I think I got a couple of them screwed up.
Yeah.
So, and here's the other problem I had. They want me to talk about the rental market in general. Well,
That's a rough.
yeah, that's rough because what Las Vegas Realtors we're only doing with the small mom and poppers.
Yeah.
And I don't deal with the institutional guys that own and manage huge apartment complexes. So and yet they still want me to kind of talk about that and relate it. So I had to kind of fudge my way a little bit on that.
Well, let's go ahead and introduce the guy that's here every single week, Mr. Reliable,
Knocking it out.
Brett Ginny. This guy's on time to everything, Brett. What's up, man?
If you're on time, you're late.
Big discussion about on time.
That's the Wisco in me. No, stressful week, man. Just had a few deals that went sideways.
Again, or is this?
These are the same one. Well, one of them's the same one. It's continuing on for 2 weeks now, which is awesome.
So much fun.
So
It's a
so
saga.
So I mean, you're seeing a lot of problems. I guess not a lot of problems, but a lot of, I guess, adversity going through some of these deals. Huh?
Yeah, it was. They bought a car.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't have bought a car, and that set a whole chain of events that messed up my weeks. Because I'm dealing with a title company, I'm dealing with the other agent, I'm dealing with a lender, I'm dealing with everyone in between, and
So you didn't have that
Good
discussion,
times.
or the lender didn't have the discussion that says, "Hey, don't go out and buy something while you're
the
going
lender
through."
the lender supposedly did, but
supposedly.
Was this from
You
their
know, I mean,
unemployment money that they bought this car?
Yeah. No, I don't know, but just one of those things that obviously they shouldn't have done. And
So what celebrity status? Anything new for you? I mean, Rick, it's gonna be hard to hold that baton for, like Rick has.
my
here, but-
celebrity status is this: I heard Gene Simmons is putting his house on the market.
Are you gonna
That's the
make an
closest
offer,
thing.
bud, or what?
I was saying, well, let me just go get my checkbook. What's it like 20 million? Yesterday's
that.
cash, bro.
Let's go ahead and introduce Mr. Doug Liebig. He's back. He's our Las Vegas inspectors, right? Inspections.
Good morning, yes.
Good morning. What's up, man? You did a good job last time, and your continuity with us as far as a crew was amazing. It was stellar last week.
This is a fun crew.
Yeah, I love it, man.
This
So I'm
is
glad
great.
to have you back. And he's got a lot of good knowledge on home inspections. And I brought him on because we do have a guest here, and he coincides maybe with what this guest has to explain. Maybe he can give both perspective, and we can just kind of. Yeah, and you guys can kind of just, bounce off each other. All right, let's get over to our guest, man. We got to introduce our guest. This guy, Cody Milford. What's up, buddy? How are
How's it
you?
going? Excited to be here.
Good, man. What's going on? So you're Aspire Design Las Vegas. Is that right?
That is us, yes.
All right, man. So what's your role over there? What do you do?
So I'm the head of operations and business development. So we focus on, with our company, we focus a lot about collaboration. So with what we do, I focus mainly on the client interaction and getting those clients to understand what it is that we do and what it is that they actually want. The biggest thing with architecture is just understanding what the client is trying
I
to
can
do.
see that easily. Yeah.
if you
You
don't
know
know
what,
what you're
man?
trying
That's
to
a
do-
huge. That's a huge segue in there.
Big
You're
part.
absolutely right when you think about it.
Yeah,
What we have in our mind and what you have in your mind.
It's totally
Here's what we
different.
can do, but we need to know what you're thinking, basically, and that's what you do is find out what people are thinking.
Well, and
Pick their
commonly
brain.
people will come to us and they'll say, okay, I want to do a 7,000 square foot house.
Okay.
But quite honestly, they don't understand what it costs to do a 7,000 square foot house.
What
right?
does it cost?
They find
Yeah,
out.
per square foot?
I mean, it really
It costs what you want to stick into it.
It depends on the client. It depends on what you're trying to do. But for
Yeah.
a nice custom residential home and a high-end subdivision, you're going to be somewhere around $400 a square foot.
Whoa.
That's
really where
crazy,
you're
man.
gonna be.
So
Yeah.
400
like-
times 7,000.
Now I'll tell you, a year
You're
and a
around
half
3 million,
ago,
right?
What's being built at 400 now is being built more so that 350, 325 range. So through the COVID and through having the issues with the lead times, people being able to lock in materials,
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that's really caused an influx in price. on
Got
the
you.
square footage.
What's the average build time now for something that's high-end custom luxury?
I would say depending. I mean, if you're on the lower side, say 5 to 6,000 square feet, you can potentially be somewhere between that 12 to 14 month mark, and then as you start to get bigger,
That's on the minimum.
minimum.
What did it used to be before all of the supply chain problems?
You could get a house done in 12 months. I mean, you're going to work hard to get there, but
Yeah.
it's possible on that end. Now, I mean, even to say 14 months, you can't really base anything.
There's so
right
many
now
things
'cause
out of your
there's
control.
So many different variables
Yeah.
right now that aren't in anybody's control.
So, do people that are buying these homes and you tell them 14 months and then it goes to 18 into 20, do they get really upset or do they understand as compared to the average person who's having a home built and they're planning on, December and then, a Pulte home or whatever and it gets pushed back? Do they get upset or are they cool with it?
It generally, it's all client based, but I would tell you, on the most part, you go and let people hit the open market and try to find what's in their
Yeah.
head, and it's
Yeah.
very difficult to do. With these people, they know exactly what they want, and when you know what you want, it's hard to
Yeah.
cut corners, especially when the budget doesn't make you cut corners.
Right.
Yeah, so you look at a lot of these homes that you're looking at. Are they? What's the price range? What's the top end for you guys? Is there like a cap of what you guys go up to?
So with what we do, our budget is whatever our clients can afford.
Wow.
Yeah. So how much money you have?
That's really
That's
really
what they can
decides
do.
the
That's
price.
crazy.
That
What-
also-
What's the
How much it
highest?
costs?
What's the
Well, how
highest
much you
home
have?
you guys customly built?
So we currently, as we stand, we have a home in the Summit. Well, what's different about us compared
The
to most
Summit.
people? In the Summit,
Wow.
people pride themselves on wanting
Dude.
to do houses between
Yeah.
12. You get the people that are bragging about the 1,200.
Yeah, dude, they're
square
not
foot, the
they're not
2,000
caring about
square
cutting
foot,
corners
right?
there, man. The Summit.
We're doing a house right now in the Summit where everything on this street is being built for $1,000 a square foot. Our house came in under 600 a square foot. We pride ourselves in being able
Wow.
to take things to that
Yeah.
next level. We bring the punch, the design of what you want on that high-end market, but through our coordination and the team that we've
So
assembled.
you said that the average there is $1,000 a square foot. You guys do about 600 square foot there. Just to
Roughly.
put that in context with things, I think it was Ivan Scher just sold one in the Summit for over 2,000 a square foot.
Correct.
And they can build, and you're building one for 600 a square foot.
Yeah.
So if you have the money, these guys are the shit.
We're doing
basically.
we're doing 4 other homes in there right now,
Yeah.
and not one of our homes. If you were to go and walk through, would you say, "Oh, that home's less than $1,000 bucks"?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's
with these
awesome.
different homes.
Well, you don't get picked to be in the summit unless you're good at what you do. Let's just face it.
I agree with that. But I will tell you, I think you'd be surprised on the type of people. It's like we talked before.
Really?
It comes with a standard, and you hit that standard, and then from there, I think a lot comes to the marketing side as well.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Good point.
there are some homes through there. As people start to get into that summit and they start to drive through those streets, they will very quickly see who used the right architects and who didn't.
So take me through a process of how somebody would come into the office. They sit down with somebody there and they say, "Okay, I want to put a blueprint together." How does that whole process work? How you guys come and how it builds itself out?
So generally, the process starts with me. So sometimes we'll speak directly to the client. Sometimes we'll be working with a real estate agent. At other times, we'll be working with a builder. It really just depends on the case. Generally, now that we've been able to really get a foundation in most of these major subdivisions, we now have clients reaching out directly to us. We're not having to go through the real estate guys as much or even the builders in that point. But yeah, so a client will reach out to me. They'll say, "Hey, I'm looking," either they'll have already found their lot or they're looking to find the right lot for what they're doing. I'll be honest, it definitely helps in the process if you reach out and lock in that architect before you pick your lot. What we're finding a lot now is that people will come to us and they'll say, "Hey, I want to build this 7,000 square foot house. It's very linear." And then they'll tell us they bought their lot in McDonald Highlands. It's extremely deep and very narrow. And it's like, we can't put this house on this lot for you.
Yeah, I got you.
So it's getting us involved and helping us put together some schematic stuff on the front end just to kind of understand the shape and what you're looking for helps a lot.
So you're where the process begins.
Very much.
Do you ever have anybody object to working with somebody right out of high school?
I will tell you, I have had some.
Well, I can tell you, Cody, you may be
for sure.
27, man, but after speaking with you at length this morning, you very much know what you're doing.
I appreciate
Don't
that.
let the face fool you. He's married, 2 kids,
I was
families
joking.
from this. Yeah, but Cody, you're in that role for a reason, man. You're good at what you do.
I
So
appreciate
very
that.
knowledgeable, man.
No, I appreciate
Hey,
that.
look young while you can, because
Gotta take advantage
As
of it.
long as you can.
yeah, because I don't care who you are, it's going to work against you eventually.
It's going to change, that's for sure. That's for sure.
So people out there, they're always looking at like these multi-million-dollar homes. Is there anything south? You guys do homes? You said what, 3 to $1 million, right?
We roughly, it's not even necessarily a price point. We focus mainly on custom homes between 5,000 square feet and above.
And above. Okay.
That's really where it starts.
So
for
there's
us.
nothing probably at 5,000 square feet below. I would say what, 2 million?
Yeah, roughly, you're probably right in there. If you say 5,000 square feet, most of these homes is a good starting point. When I say $400 a square foot, that's a very nice home. That's a home to the standard that we like to design at, and that's a very, very well put
Dude,
together.
that's a great price for ultra luxury.
Yes.
Really
Very
good
so.
price for it. You know that, especially new,
Yep.
let alone new.
One
You're
mistake
right.
that people make as well with their price per square foot is they don't necessarily understand their lot, right? So with certain subdivisions come certain types of lots. If you get a flat lot, then obviously there's not the dirt work, the groundwork that comes with it.
Right.
You get one of those step lots, or you get a lot that's hanging off the side of a hill or things like that, then you obviously know that your price per square foot is going to go up.
Yeah.
And so it's just understanding. That's like I said, when it comes back to, if you get involved with an architect early on, one thing that's key to an architect is they're kind of like the quarterback. They have the connections to everything, right?
Yep.
So the engineers, they all, I mean, yes, the client's paying for those engineers, but those engineers
that's the
work
game
for
they
the
do,
architect,
man.
right?
It's like anything. You want to get something done,
That's
hire
it.
somebody who knows what the hell they're doing and
That's-
has I mean,
That's really the name of the game.
you know.
Did you ever get?
Go ahead.
Do you ever get people asking for basements or anything like that up in those hills?
Yeah, so really basements become big for garage space.
Yeah.
Where you start to get into the subterranean stuff.
I
with some
got
of
you. Well,
these
you got the garage.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, that's sick,
the
dude,
lifts,
isn't it?
yeah.
As crazy as it's going to sound.
I mean, I would if I could.
You get on these half-acre lots, and people want a 10,000 square foot house. So you want
Right.
a 10,000 square foot house, you're going to take up your whole lot. So it doesn't
Right.
have any place for garages. So
Yeah.
you got to get creative when it gets to that side of things.
Huh.
Go ahead.
Do,
Go ahead,
do,
Rick.
do you have many clients or any clients that ever come with you with site plans from, I mean, there's a lot of luxury homes in the U.S. and you can get schematics or blueprints right off the internet. Do they ever come to you with, this is my idea, but I just want to make these rooms bigger, or do they ever do that?
Almost every time. So that's a
Okay.
big part of the process. In doing this, I think a lot of times people can forget that this house is going to be the client's, right? So it's very, very important to understand what they're trying to accomplish and what they want to do. And that's actually, we encourage our clients to go out and look at things like that to get an understanding, kind of educate yourself, because this process is far more in depth than I think most people completely understand.
Yeah.
And so as you start to get in there and get some experience, most of the time you don't understand what you don't like till you see something, right?
Right.
And so if you have a starting point and you understand, okay, I like this aspect of this floor plan, I don't like this or that, then we can come in, bring our expertise, and show you what we know about as well.
That sounds good.
That allows to elevate.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you look at the process now, permits. Is that a hard thing for you guys to get?
So hard is probably a bad way to put it. We have very good relationships with all the plan checkers in town. We've definitely been in this town for a long time. That's one benefit to having that experience. With
They know who to pay off.
You understand
Let's just face it, this is Vegas. You don't need to hide shit.
He just gave me a wink.
Yeah. He goes, well, we've been in this town a long time. Wink.
Right, we'll tell you, residential.
He knows how it's done.
Residential is a lot easier to deal in than commercial. But like anything else, the building department's the most. It's definitely the most unpredictable part of the whole process.
Right.
We can't quote lead times. We can't give you any idea on that.
Yeah. You're at their mercy 100%.
As soon as you find out who it is, then you can say, no, it's going to take an extra 2 months.
Right. It really is.
Well, what I tell all of our clients is they come in because price point, price point does matter to these people. There's no question about it. But if you can provide, if you can help them understand what your service is and what your standard is, they very quickly understand where their money's going.
As soon as they walk in, you show them the value of you.
The value is,
and once you show them the value, then you don't need to. That's what you show them, and that does the talking.
Yeah,
you know?
It is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
simplest way to put it with the geotech report, really what the geotech report is going to tell you is, can you do a basement, and what are we going to have to use to build this house?
Right.
It answers a lot of the actually some of the bigger questions on the front end. Geotech's one of the first things we do. As soon as we get our client signed, we send out the geotech, we send out the civil. One thing that a lot of people don't understand with the geotech is they'll go out and they'll run their samples, they'll pull their stuff, they'll bore, right?
Yeah.
But with these major subdivisions, it doesn't mean that they're going to bore on every single lot.
Right.
And what we're starting to find in some of these subdivisions in Henderson that are up on a mountain, they have that general soils report for the whole subdivision. But because
that's not exactly accurate.
It's very bland, very.
So you could go 10 feet by 10 feet in some areas, and it's completely different.
So we've started to kind of suggest to our clients, hey, it probably would be worth spending the extra, say $2,500, $3,000 to get that geo out there and to bore directly on your lot, get an understanding for that. Because like Doug said, it's very, very important to understand your soil and what you're working with before you start.
Man,
designing.
if you're buying a multi-million-dollar house, why would you not fix $3,000?
You'd be surprised.
No, I've been in the business long enough where I wouldn't.
Yes.
Because I know exactly what you mean by that, man. You just need to leave it at that. I know.
Yeah.
But it's sad. Not sad, but just not common sense to me. Like, you're right. That's the sad thing is so many of them with that kind of money wouldn't spend an extra $3,000 to do. It's like somebody's like, oh, I don't want to spend money on a home inspection, $350 on a home inspection. My uncle does it. I'm like, dude, a home inspection is the best money you can.
With the headache, right?
Yeah. Like a home inspection is the best money you can spend.
So it's all relative. You're spending millions, but you're still penny pitching. Correct. I mean,
absolutely. Which kind of comes with the territory, a lot of them, but let's just be honest.
People are people. Just because you have a high budget doesn't mean you have high intelligence.
No, absolutely. Just like money doesn't buy style.
But don't you agree that a lot of the conflict that comes in with people that are out there looking for houses is that we know that the prices are going up. We'll talk about this here in a second with mortgage rates and also homes. But the problem I think a lot of people have is that they get to a point where they start wanting to save every nickel and dime because the prices of homes are consistently going higher. And they're like, you know what? I'm worried, so I need to save as much as I can. And versus say somebody that's got, and it sounds crazy, but just has enough money to do what they want. There's a different mindset where they don't probably go into a situation thinking, okay, I might not want to get this upgrade, or I might not want to, do this or pay this price, or maybe I don't want to get this price.
Because they're buying out of emotion, not financing, not financial.
Correct.
Like they're buying what they want to buy, and that's what matters to them most is they're getting what they want. They know it's going to cost them more money. I'm that with certain things. Yeah. Like I know I'm paying more money. I don't care. I'm paying more money because I want what I want. That's
I think it's an easier mindset though. Like for you guys, it's probably an easier sell. You don't have to sit there and what I'm saying is when people go in, you're not having to sell them on anything. It's already been sold in their mind. They're just going in.
Absolutely.
I want it specifically this way, and if it's not this way, then maybe we'll have an issue. But and then guys, you know what? Like everybody's like, you know what? We're fine. You know, like as far as it takes 8-12 months, they probably don't really. It's not really a big deal.
It all comes down to that though. With do you have say 24 months to go through this process, and it's making that very clear as well.
Correct.
Because I mean.
You're setting expectations and standards from the very beginning, and you could never go wrong doing that. And that's the proper way to do business. It works. You know, it's going to cost you money. Yeah, it's going to take time, but dude, we're going to find out what you have going on in your head, and we're going to make that a reality.
Well, do you want to buy the 7,000 square foot house in Summit for $20 million at 2,500 square foot or whatever, or do you want to go and buy a lot, take the 2 years, develop it, and do it yourself? That comes down to it as well.
Or do it
how many of these people? How many of these
Okay.
people are financing? Anybody?
Almost all of them.
All
Really?
are
Almost
financing.
all of them.
Wow.
Even if they have the cash, they're
So-
gonna
They're still
finance it.
financing.
Because it's free money right now.
They're going to purchase the
It's
lot.
free money to borrow right now,
Yeah, they're going
basically.
to purchase the lot cash,
2%?
and then they're going to
Yeah, I'd
leverage
take that $2 million,
lot
stick it in another investment.
into
Shit,
their-
yeah.
yeah.
Do they ever just pay
Buy Bitcoin.
Do they ever pay cash up front and then just refi, or
Generally,
do they ever do it that way?
What will happen a lot of
Doge.
times too is they'll purchase the lot cash.
Yeah.
They'll use the money that they're putting towards us as well in our plans into that loan, and then they'll decide, okay, I want to build this house at $400 a square foot, right?
Okay.
So they do their loan, they do everything based upon $400 a square foot, and then as we get out into finishes, get out in the field, and they start seeing stuff, then it's okay. I'm gonna pay cash for this to kind of build up. So they'll take out $400 a square foot worth of loan or money in that way, and then they'll use cash to kind of come in wherever they want to make things better.
Okay.
And that's
Completely
the name of
different.
the game.
So one of the things we talked about last week, what is your demographic for people that are purchasing? Are they mostly older? Are they retired? Are they obviously they've been business people, so on and so forth, or entertainers? I get it, but what's the age bracket on average?
We have a pretty wide range of age bracket, but from an average standpoint, I'd say our average client's between 50 and 60.
Oh, there you go.
So basically, Rick is the only person that's going to qualify. Well, maybe Doug over here will qualify
No,
too.
but we were talking about last week who you should be going after.
I'm 45. You don't even dare put me in that goddamn category.
Well, look, I've already said I've
reach
got a
across the
huge.
table.
Like I'm going to still take care of the millennials and my people that are younger generation, my age. But I've really taken a focus on baby boomers, Rick. I mean, you know,
go.
with your whole mindset, man, and all this money coming through.
The money, they know what they're doing. They just want what they want now and aren't concerned about saving as much because they've done that their whole life.
Well,
it's awesome.
Most of our clients are very business minded. Most of them, they own their own corporations. They're the doctors. They do those type of things. But with that, what I've noticed is even the ones that are say doctors, he's the guy whose name's at the top of the door.
Sure.
He's the guy that owns all of the property.
He owns multiple facilities.
He owns the business.
One thing that we're seeing is this is becoming of an investment. The people that actually understand how to develop a home and have the cash to do it are doing it. Especially in some of these major subdivisions, what they're doing is they're coming in and they're buying the houses at the bottom so they can get in at a decent price point. They're there for a couple of years, then they sell and they buy the lots above them, and then they keep moving up.
So
and
it's like
up.
it's a transitional
It's a
thing.
transition
Yeah.
thing. So it's what I've noticed with this custom high-end residential market is most of these people they don't do it once. They do it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as many times as they can. They get in, they create this house that's their dream house. They spend a couple of years, and then they realize what was their dream house is now the past, and their next dream house is actually right up
See,
there.
that's the exact same thing that we were discussing before the show with the Bitcoin. They're going in and they're buying these new Bitcoins, the ones at the bottom of the thing. They appreciate a little bit, and then they're turning it back in. They're selling it and going back into buying Bitcoin until the next best thing.
So then the company comes in, they buy up the land, they subdivide, they do the civils, they do what they need to do, right? And then they get on the phone and they call a few people to get George Clooney to buy a lot, or Celine Dion, or get the big people in there. They buy the lots. Then other people are starting to build that up,
And then they can say, George Clooney's right down the street.
But wait, then George Clooney never even has to build a house. The subdivision gets built out. Then there's no lots left. So then when George Clooney goes to sell his lot is worth 5 times what he bought it for on the front end. And he gets out. It's just a pure investment. It gives you an opportunity to take cash, put it into land, and sit on it.
I want to be George.
I think that the main issues come from utilities. I think from say highways, things like that. Even in the Northwest area, they put $27 million into a new spaghetti bowl out towards Jones and the 215 out in that area. They've put the money in from an infrastructure standpoint for that stuff to grow. But like you said, I think they were putting a little bit of faith into solar and the wells and that type of thing because
they should. I mean, I'm surprised Vegas wasn't on the solar train a long time ago.
Well,
I mean, with the amount of sunshine we get in the state, so much of the state that's owned by the government still. Jesus Christ, we're begging for it.
It all gets what's difficult is it comes down to the batteries. It's not necessarily getting the amount of power; it's just being able to store it. What the issue is with most of our clients on the high end, they really do their due diligence, and they all come into it with the mindset that if it would be possible to go off the grid. I think a lot of them would like to.
Yeah,
of course.
But when you start getting into these larger homes, there's just the battery technology.
The's no way.
It's just not there, really.
For what the home requires.
You don't have anybody saying, let's build this 10-car garage and 5 cars of it is just going to be all batteries.
It's just at the end of the day, a lot of it comes down to is the juice worth the squeeze, right? So it's for what I'm saving in getting the solar, I'm losing in having to spend this much money on batteries.
So another question. So if you're saying that the luxury home market is going to continue and it's going to actually expand and prices are going to go up,
I am.
Brett, what do you think? How is that going to impact just overall pricing on all the homes? Is it going to have any type of an impact? I know that it's a much smaller market, but do you think it's going to help increase prices overall, or is it going to have much impact?
I think they're two separate markets.
Right.
Completely different. One isn't going to necessarily.
Two different pools.
Yeah, two different pools. I mean.
So at the very least, the average market is going to help support the luxury market, but the luxury market isn't necessarily going to pull up the average market.
Well, and these subdivisions are getting smarter. So with a lot of them, what they'll do is they'll have their main high-end subdivision, and then they'll have other subdivisions just outside of it.
Kind of like ridges.
Yep, same deal. It's even like McDonald Highlands. You have the Roma Hills right underneath it.
That comes up, and then the further you go up,
the higher it costs.
Working your way up.
The more you're the king looking down on your servants.
I think it makes my job easier, personally.
So.
Yeah, but it does because they already know, okay, Dan knows what he's talking about because I just looked this up. Rates are this is this. Okay, we're good. And I think that, but also I do feel that a lot of the stuff that people were trying to hide, you can no longer hide anyways because now you're regulated pretty consistently now.
Yep.
What do you think, Rick?
I agree.
I concur. I concur, Your Honor.
The guns, baby.
There you go. The guns.
Where do you think,
those
Rick?
puppies.
I think I got some big ass guns. What's up? Some bitch.
So you guys do feel that
Don't make me bring out death and destruction.
That's right. That's right.
Let's see death and destruction real quick, buddy.
Which one do you want, baby? You want death or you want destruction?
Hold on. Let's get back. Let's see this real quick, Rick. Look at those, baby. Woo! That's a lot of work.
The only question I want to know is, did you get tickets to the gun show?
Right. So you guys head over to Rick about what's happening at property management.
Brother.
Oh my God. Dan, what do you think is happening in property management?
I concur.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk us about property management. Give us an update, Rick. Let's go ahead.
Oh my God. Basically, it's kind of interesting. Brett will probably touch on this, but like we said before, home prices, available properties week to week for sale have flatlined. Actually, they went down about 1%.
Yeah.
Brett can talk about that. But here's what's interesting. Available rentals went up almost 6%.
Wow.
Week over week.
So is this similar to homes and they're starting to show a sign of increasing? Is that not?
No, homes went down and
Okay,
rentals
so
went
homes
up.
went down. Okay, Brett will tell us about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, and that's what we're seeing again. Like I've said, available properties are. It's easier to find a place. So if you're looking for a place, this is a great time. Get out there, rent a place. You don't have the competition that you had before, and you're not having to stand in line except on lower end properties.
Yeah,
and those are going like overnight still.
So what is the average wait time for somebody to get into a home? I mean, is it
again? It depends on the price point.
So let's say it's a 2,500 square foot home or less. What is the time period? Just give me a rough idea. Would you say?
As far as from an application process?
Yep.
Yeah, 2-3 days.
Okay, so it's not like they're waiting 30 or 50 days or 60 days.
No, and
right?
there isn't anybody else. I mean, you're probably the only one.
Correct.
You're not up against anybody else either. That's at this point in time. Like we said, a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago, that wasn't the case.
Where's that competition where people are duking it out to try to get into the house?
They're probably are a new property. Let's just go with property. You're probably under $1,500 a month.
Okay.
So anything under
For the
15
average rent?
Yeah, for what I'm just saying, if the
Yeah.
price point is under $1,500 a month, then you're going to be competing. If it's over $1,500 a month, it slows down. You get above $2,000 a month, and it's really slow. So
Okay.
right now, because of this time of year.
Yeah, and so you were actually on a news channel. I know you talked about it, and congratulations on that. So I don't, that's a big deal. You guys, we're celebrity status right here, right now.
Yeah.
just,
I've been working
just
on it.
Saturday.
That's right.
Right now, and I'm asking for your autograph after that. I want it to be signed, just guns.
Christ!
The pythons.
I didn't know I was going to be in such presence this morning. I would have dressed up a little bit more, brought my A game,
I was going to talk to
put
you
on
about
my
that.
Sunday best.
So what about landlords? Is there anything new going on with landlords? Like, is there any news out there? Just some quick,
Nothing's changed for landlords. We still have the hold on those that have applied for CHAPS or any sort of help, either federal or state or city. So, but other than that, everything's a go.
Yeah. So there's nothing new as far as like people getting evicted. And
they're getting evicted.
They're getting evicted. There's nothing like. Do we have a high eviction rate here in Las Vegas
Compared to other places?
to other places, no.
No. It's
okay?
yeah.
The pro landlord laws.
Well,
here.
actually, maybe compared to back east, where they may still have some moratoriums on evictions going on. But that's in part what fuels both the rental prices and the sale prices. Is once the moratoriums were off, I think that was the demand went through the roof, and so that's settling down now. That it's been basically 6 months that we've been able to initiate evictions and things of that nature, at least in the rental market.
Okay, Brett, do you concur?
I concur.
Hey, I got one
should
more
I not
thing.
say that?
Yes.
No, I got one more thing.
I'm joking, everybody on the
happened
internet.
in our here in Vegas this week that Brett probably knows about. But Clark County about 3 days ago, they passed a law or what they're going to be doing, and they're going to start selling low income housing.
I saw that.
And
Yeah, I brought that up too a while back. Not saying
Damn.
to take away your thunder, but
No, anyway, I just it's down on Cactus between Rainbow
Explain.
and Buffalo.
so how does somebody get qualified for that? Did they bring that up?
You have to make less than a certain amount of money.
64,000, family of four, so that's 80% below the median income for the area where they're building. My question is, if you put low-income housing next to these larger,
I know
more
exactly.
expensive
Same thing
homes,
I said to my. Same thing I said, which
what's
is
what's gonna happen? And I don't know all the specifics. Brett probably does. How long do they have to hold the property?
Yeah.
Once they sell it,
I mean-
is it going to just jump up to where similar homes are priced? And they
yeah.
get to cash out, and how is that actually helping low income?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Everybody's for affordability, and it's a great idea. Just don't put it next to my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like prison.
Well, they got to put it
Prisons
somewhere.
are
though.
great, they're good, but just
Yeah.
don't put a prison in my backyard
Yeah.
because realistically, that's what it's going to do.
There's
No,
a
if you
place-
think about
there's
it-
a
Let's just
place
face
for
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, people don't
between
wanna-
Rainbow and Buffalo, they're in prime area.
Yeah,
All right, guys, we're gonna end the show. Brett, you got anything else to say, buddy?
that's about it, my man.
Brett Jenny, Simply Vegas. Look him up. We're gonna talk over here to Douglas Liebig. Look, Doug, what's going on, man? How does somebody get a hold of you? He's a Las Vegas Inspections. So go ahead and talk a little bit.
Las Vegas Home Inspections. My email address is lvhomeinspections lvhomeinspections@gmail.com or dliebig@lvhomeinspections.com. And my phone number is 702-806-5280. Give me a call if I can help you out. I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, guys, use this guy, man. He's knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. He's a great inspector. So he's gonna inspect my home. So I'm gonna bring him. I attest to this guy. Also, we have Cody, Mr. Cody Milford. What's going on, man? So tell somebody how again. Thank you for coming on, by the way.
Absolutely. I
Appreciate it.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm glad
It's
to
a
be here.
pleasure to have you on. Everybody's more educated and probably smarter now that you're leaving the room. But
Cody and I are talking afterwards.
right? How does somebody
He's not
get a
getting
hold
out.
of you, or how does somebody find you?
So the best way to get a hold of us is just to go to our website. Through our website, it's got all of our contact information. There's a portal for you to communicate directly with me or somebody in our office. if anytime you need our office, 702-852-1230.
Okay.
Give us a call. Susie, she's the nicest person you'll ever meet in your life. She'll be the first one you speak with.
Cool.
And we'll go from there.
Rick, I want to also give you your shout out, man. So you got to tell us, Atlas, talk about property management. You're a realtor. How does somebody get a hold of you?
Atlas Group LC. We're on all social media platforms. You can call us at 702-916-2200 or on the website www.property-mgmt.com.
You guys want to take a look too, because you're going to be on a news channel, right?
Yeah, we're going to be on Channel 13. Don't know when, because it's a large show that they're putting together on various aspects of the Las Vegas real estate market.
Guys, we're going to end the show. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button if you like the content. Also, comment in the comment section. If you guys have questions for any of these gentlemen here that came today, please put it in the comment section. They'll be checking this. I'll be checking it, sending it over. Please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get this thing to grow. We're trying to put that content out there. And that's it. This is Dan French. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you so much.